And I don't think I need to say to anybody here or anybody who might be watching that there are terrific stories of resiliency and grace that go on throughout the Commonwealth. Whether you're talking about the folks in our healthcare community, our emergency responder community, our public safety community, our transportation and public transportation and transit community, or the folks who load the shelves and provide services and support to you when you go to the grocery store or answer questions for you when you go to the pharmacy. Here in Massachusetts, we also have some of the most important players in the mad race to enhance and improve the quality, sophistication, and speed of testing, as well as deep research into possible treatments and potentially down the road, even vaccines to deal with this. All of those people are engaged in the same kind of purpose that we would hope and expect everyone in Massachusetts in their own way can engage in themselves. And that's part of what today's about. We're here to talk a little bit about the establishment of the Massachusetts COVID-19 Relief Fund. My wife, First Lady Lauren Baker, is here with me today, along with our friend Joanna Jacobson, who's been involved in putting this together as well. And the goal here is simple, which is to create a statewide fund that can support many of the local foundations and community assets that have been serving communities and people here in Massachusetts for years and years and years, to help those who are going to have the hardest time working through and dealing with all of the economic consequence and public health consequence that's associated with this particular virus make their way through. It's launched with a $1.8 million anchor donation from Massachusetts' own 1-8 Foundation, and it's joined by several other amazing philanthropists, and will start with more than $13 million available to distribute. I do want to give a shout out to Bob Rivers and the folks at Eastern Bank. The Relief Fund will be powered by Eastern Bank to be a critical conduit to direct resources, as I mentioned before. They can put resources in the hands of many of the nonprofits who know these communities best and will be most able to provide people in those communities with the support that they need across the Commonwealth. The Foundation for Business Equity and the Boston Foundation will be the fiscal sponsors for the fund, and we're extremely grateful to have their support. Lauren will talk more about the fund, but I do want to say how grateful I am to the 1-8 Foundation and all the other philanthropists and leaders here in the Commonwealth who have already stepped up and contributed, and to the folks at Eastern Bank, not just for their leadership on this particular initiative, but on so many other community-based opportunities that they have pursued over the course of many years. And if you have the opportunity to support this particular organization, as you think about the people here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for whom this particular period of time is going to be most rough, I hope you'll consider donating to the fund as well. And with that, I'll turn it over to Lauren.
Thank you. Good afternoon. There are a lot of communities across Massachusetts where, even in the best of times, people struggle. And these are communities where families live paycheck to paycheck, and they've been particularly hard hit by this COVID-19 health crisis. We founded the Massachusetts COVID-19 Relief Fund to help people in every corner of this Commonwealth access the resources that they need. This fund is going to support essential frontline workers and other vulnerable communities who face issues like food and housing insecurity and the loss of critical services. The Massachusetts COVID-19 Relief Fund will partner with a network of excellent community foundations and local nonprofits who have deep roots in their communities and boots on the ground to deploy these funds quickly and effectively. We're really grateful in particular to the 1-8 Foundation for conceptualizing this fund and doing a lot of the groundwork that needed to be done to bring it to life, and for their incredibly generous lead gift of $1.8 million. And to Eastern Bank for really helping to bring this fund to life. They've generously offered to administer the fund at no cost, which, if you're familiar with Eastern Bank, it's perfectly in keeping with their long tradition of giving back to our communities. And to the Foundation for Business Equity and the Boston Foundation, thank you for agreeing to be fiscal sponsors for this fund, and to Mintz Levin for invaluable advice and counsel. Most importantly, we have to thank our generous donors who, through their generosity, have made it possible for this fund to launch with $13 million available to people in need. The people of Massachusetts always step up. We're resilient, we're compassionate, and strong. We have proven time and again that we will work together, support each other, and do whatever it takes to overcome any challenge. Well, the COVID-19 crisis is probably the biggest challenge any of us have faced. But I know that the people of Massachusetts are going to work together and support each other and do their part to help their neighbors survive and succeed. And I know that if we all work together, we're going to make it through this just fine. So I hope that everyone will take a minute to go to macovid19relieffund.org to learn more and make a donation. Every donation counts, whether it's $5 or $50 or $5 million. Every dollar will go to serve people in need in every corner of Massachusetts. With your help and generosity, we can weather this storm and come through it stronger together. Thank you. Please visit masscovid19relieffund.org. And now I'd like to turn it over to Joanna Jacobson from the 1-8 Foundation.
So just as the governor said, it's time for all of us to do our best, and by doing our best, that's our purpose. We are so lucky to live in a state where people step up time and time again. The generosity of the donors who have already given has been overwhelming, and we invite all the corporations, leaders, other philanthropists and donors, and all the individuals. We know how hard it is for everyone who's at home, who wants to help, but they can't leave their homes to help. Your donation will make a difference no matter how much it is. And we look forward to establishing this fund and working in direct collaboration with local community foundations so that we can drive the dollars to existing nonprofits who serve people best. We are fortunate to have a state filled with a lot of people who want to help. I think that in many times we think about our neighborhoods in small areas. This is the time to think about the entire state, to think about our neighbors across the state, Fall River, New Bedford, Holyoke, Springfield, Worcester, Lawrence, Lowell, Chelsea, all over. We need to help. We need to be there for everybody. And I join the First Lady, who it's been an honor to work with, to say that this $13 million is only a small beginning to a fund that can really help make a difference. It will not be the magic answer to everything, but if we do this well, if we do this together, we can have an impact. And I'd like to pass it over to Bob Rivers at Eastern Bank.
Well, good afternoon. First of all, I want to thank both the Governor and the First Lady for the kind words about Eastern. Governor, I have to tell you, thank you so much for your leadership, particularly during these extraordinary times. That comes not only from me, but it comes from my mom, who was in tears last night telling me how thankful she is to you for everything you've done. Really special thanks to our First Lady. For all the work, the positive energy, spirit that you bring to bringing this to life and making this happen. Thank you. Thank you so much for your leadership. Thanks also to the 1-8 Foundation for your lead donation, and to Johanna for your vision and your efforts in bringing so many of us together in our philanthropic community to get us started with such an incredible initial collective commitment. Thank you. At Eastern, we're very thankful to be in a position to help and really honored to be asked. In addition to making a financial contribution from the Eastern Bank Charitable Foundation, we are helping in ways that we best can by providing our technical, banking, and administrative services to enable people to make donations in a safe, easy, and reliable way. I'm grateful to our partners at the Foundation for Business Equity and at Pinkaloo, led by the President and CEO of the Eastern Bank Charitable Foundation, Nancy Steger. We recognize that this is bigger than any of us alone, and I am so thankful for your teamwork and your fast response. Once again, endless thanks to our Governor and our First Lady, and for all those involved in this fund, for what you are doing in providing a way for all of us across the Commonwealth to be involved in the relief efforts.